Good day to you. My name is William Shakespeare. I am here today through the kindness of Mr. George Valenta, whom you see before you. George has stepped aside temporarily, allowing me the use of his body for this meeting. I am very grateful to him. Indeed, after over 400 years of silence, I am grateful indeed. I died on my birthday, April 23rd, 1616, at the age of 52. April 23rd is St. George's Day. I'm hoping today to address and answer some questions that have plagued scholars for these many years. But first, allow me to remind you of how Elizabethan theater functioned. Theater was something produced only by men. A decent woman would never appear on stage. Female roles were accomplished by talented young men, and this led to various assumptions and suppositions, many of them unfavorable, and most of which have little or no validity. For instance, I was judged to be homosexual based on interpretations of my sonnets, and I can understand why and how this might have occurred. So allow me to give you two explanations. Firstly, I was a married man with 3 children, including twins, and so you may label that as you like it. And secondly, I'm going to tell you something that I hope you're ready for this revelation. I did not write any of my 154 sonnets, in spite of their having been published under my name. Do I need to repeat that? Are you not quite astonished by it? But wait, there's more to reveal, more to amaze. Just be patient. And now that I have told you that someone else, actually a lady, wrote the sonnets, I hope you will return to them and with this new orientation, reinterpret them in a different manner, perhaps. A lady could not promote her artistic creation, such as sonnets. It would have been egregiously unseemly and improper in my day. So I circulated them for her. This satisfied her desire for recognition, albeit covert and anonymous. So that was part of another arrangement, which I shall come to in just a moment. Without further delay, let me tell you this. I did not write any of the 38 plays which were ultimately published under my name. I'll pause here briefly for the scholars and skeptics to say, aha, and try not to act or look too proud of themselves. Just think and ask, how could I, an minimally schooled, untraveled, unsophisticated person from a countrified town, write such complex masterpieces? The writer of the plays had to be someone who was highly educated, well-versed in music and several languages, someone connected and associated with people of influence who lived lives of luxury, travel in northern Italy, would account for frequent references to Italian customs and settings in Venice and Verona and Padua. The lists go on and on. I possessed none of these qualifications. The lady who wrote the plays did, and so finally, who was she? Well, her name was Amelia Bassano Lanier. She was Jewish. That's a second strike against her in anti-Semitic England. I was simply the front man who distributed her plays. Actors, she paid me to do this, and actors did this. We agreed to publish them under my name, and services like this were performed as just part of the practice in Elizabethan theater. I handed out excellent material. No one dared question or ask whence it came. There were skeptics in my time who questioned my authorship, and so nothing has changed to this day, except now you have it from the horse's mouth. I did not write my plays. The skeptics and the scholars were correct and are correct. At this point, I can see a multitude of questions arising about details of my arrangements with Madame Bassano, and so I shall answer them succinctly. Our arrangements were personal, private, and secret. They will remain so. This oath of secrecy might in part explain why so little is known about my personal life in London or in Stratford. I had my son lived beyond the age of 11, I might have been a better father or husband. I was probably about as good as a good an actor as I was ever meant to be. I was buried in my church in Stratford, and people have questioned my epitaph. So I shall quote it here for you and explain it. Good friend, for Jesus' sake, forbear to dig the dust enclosed here. Blessed be he that spares these stones, and cursed be he that moves my bones. Because of the true authorship of all these writings, I did not want to risk being buried in Westminster Abbey with the truly great writers in the Poets' Corner. So, I hope this explanation of my epitaph gives credence to my integrity and my honesty. I knew how superb my plays were and are, and because of the circumstances of that, I remain silent. But I think too much time has been spent in needless speculation about these questions. So with these new facts, this new background, I hope it will assist you in answering questions that from the past and questions that might arrive. I have no intention of addressing these questions for you. I am pleased with myself for finally having told the truth after all these years. All the writings will remain under my name. That is part of the agreement. So, basically nothing's changed. You have a body of superb plays, and now you can move on from there. I see that my time is up. George wants to return, and so indeed do I wish to return from whence I came. Adieu. We shall not meet again.